Hello, welcome everyone. Let's start with today's session. There's a little bit change of plan. I need to go somewhere in an hour, so we will have this session for 1 hour, and then we'll rehave it or redo it after 1 hour. Like if we have something to continue. Something came up so urgently, so I need to go there. So without any further ado, let's start with this. Okay. So now, as you can see, we were here. So I added a little bit of lighting. If you have seen the video, not the live one, which I posted, I have I have added extra chapter. So basic lighting I have added there. Okay, so you can check the video on the channel. So that is there. Okay, so now we need to texture this. So that's the main agenda of today. So for the texture, what we can do, we can use the resources again. We can use the resources from the internet, similarly like we use for the Sketchfab. So there's a really good websites. If you search Polyheaven, because the Polyheaven guys, they have really nice models, HDRIs, right? So they started with HDRIs, and then they added models, and then they add textures. So we're gonna use textures. Okay, so you come here and you search wood and concrete or whatever. Let me grab in our thing, and we have written in here. So what we need. So these are props, and we need textures like these. Okay, and I will move them here so we always see what we need. Okay. Okay. So yeah, so I will make it always on top. Here, as you can see, we decided we need this brick. Okay, so this was brick, two type of brick because one is more damaged, one is not. So let's search what brick we have. Okay. So we will go with any for now. This is good. This is good, and the painted one we can make easily. So not an issue. Okay. And if we find it, wonderful. Otherwise, we just continue with it. So we have this painted brick, and then we have this plaster. So then we can have these two. But the only issue is this brick is different, right? Different style of brick. So we rather go with something which is full. Okay. So let me. These two are good also, but I will go with this one. Okay. So when you open this one, and let's see which other we have. We have tiles, and tiles. Why we need tiles? I think for this. Okay, tiles. Let's see if we have something similar. We don't have that particular thing. Let's search stone if we find it. Stone. Because those are like really thin brick. Like this will work. Okay, we'll take this one, stone wall. We can change the color to gray, and it doesn't matter if you do not match exactly. Okay. You can create it in Substance Designer, or you can check Megascan also, but because these are CC0, so we'll use these. And now we will search for wooden planks. Okay, again I forgot to turn on the banner, so if I forget, just type in the comment if I forget. Okay, so now we will just we have wall tiles, and we need blocks. What are blocks? So are those these with the concrete ones? I think that is the one. So I will search concrete. Concrete, and we'll have bunch of like this. Concrete layer is good. This is good. I'll take this one, and this is wall. Okay, I'll take this one and this one. We have two. We have concrete here, and that will we use similar, or we can have a different one. This is wall. This is garage floor. So let's take this one. Okay, it's shiny also. Looks good. Then we need a wooden, I don't know, wooden wall for this, I believe wooden. So let's search wooden. So we need wooden wall panels and wooden floor. Okay. So I believe this is good. Dark wood. We can brighten this up all the time, anytime we want. And there are these planks, but we need something light. This can work. This is for wall, and this is wood floor. Then there is this wooden. So I will take this one. We can change the color as we want. So roof concrete, we already have it. And there's wooden concrete, we found it. This we found it. Marble we need, but let's just keep wooden. Okay. Now we decided we can keep the marble also if we want, but I believe we uh, what we call marble other. Let's see, floor, and the floor there is. Let's quickly look in the floor if we find our marble. Exactly, marble is not. Forgot what we call it in other words. If you don't find, we will just pick something and we'll just pump up the roughness on the normal floor. Let's see. Okay, so let's not waste too much time with it. If we don't find it, it's okay, right? We'll go with the wooden floor anyway because it will look weird in there. So we have all the textures. So now let's just go in and bring them in. So there is another one good thing about it is like they tell how wide the texture is. Okay, so imagine we go with the texture density of 1K per meter, right? That means 1024 pixels for 100 centimeters. Then this is 2 meter wide. Okay, so there with that thing we need at least 2K textures. So you can select how much you want. So here it's a 10 pixel per centimeter. So it's 1K texture density, and in here, you can simply download. And if you want to know what you are downloading, so you can pick it here. So it's a diffuse, displacement we don't need, right? And we need DirectX normal. Okay, we can download the PNG if we want. Diffuse PNG we need, and this is ARM. So we download this. Roughness specifically we don't need, and that's it. See, these three textures we need, and we can download. Let me delete these. Okay, now we re-download. And this is rustic stone. Now if you reload, okay, this will reset the setting. Okay, now it will remember what setting you had. So we'll download. This seam, let me see. This is good. I will use this for wall. Okay, and this is to, let's try this one. Okay. Because you can use it, but it seemed too rough. I wanted something more calmer. These damages will repeat. And this is also 2 meter. We didn't check. It's almost 2 meter, which is fine with us. But 2 meter wide. They're they're awesome. They even in the Megascan in the start they did not used to be this distance, but then slowly they added it. Okay, so we almost have all our tileable textures. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make it ready here in our folder, and we'll just import it in here. So what I'm gonna do in our this thing, I'm gonna create a new folder, textures. Okay, and then we're gonna add the folders in there. We'll show once we have the textures. So in there, so we need to do the same thing. Okay, so I'm just downloading this. So we have our, so we have this, and I will bring this in. So we know we needed two brick walls, but for now we'll make it from our brick wall. Okay, so this is brick wall. This is tile, which was rustic stone wall. Okay, and wall blocks. I don't remember why we had it. Okay, so I will just keep the wall. So this dark wood, which is the same, and floor marble we are skipping. Floor wooden, and there is concrete. This is floor, and yeah. So now we can use this wall block. So let's see. Concrete layer is, this is the one. So we're gonna give it roof name, and blocks I believe the same. It was the concrete blocks basically. So let's just name it. Yeah, so we have our textures. The only one we skip was the marble, which is, if we want we can do it later on. So I'm gonna just quickly bring them outside. So now then for the naming convention, we take the same name. It's important to keep the naming convention same, so we do not mess up. So if we change something, we replace these textures. So I'm gonna, you can give it T only, you can give it 2. I tend to give it 2 initial text, because SM for static mesh, for everything we use a blueprint, we use BP, right? So for texture we use TX for thing, and then after A1 we give what texture it is. So if it's diffuse, if it is normal map, or if it's ORM, it's like occlusion. So I tend to give ORM, occlusion, roughness, and metallic, because then it will come at the bottom, so become third texture. And then we can copy this, and this is diffuse. So we can give it ALB, diffuse, DFF, or base color, BC. So let's go with ALB, because albedo will come first alphabetically. Okay, and this is NRM. So you see I'm giving 3 letters to them also. So in the end also we have something similar. So this is normal map. So we have 3 of the texture. This folder we do not need. So now we need to do the same uh, treatment to most of the thing. So what I'm gonna do, I will wall blocks. I will do this one. Okay, I will just, I'll just take this name and repeat the process. This is ORM, because we can use ARM also, like ambient occlusion, AO, right? But ORM again, it just bring it down in the hierarchy, which we just want. Okay, so just copy. And we are naming it also, like imagine we recreate it or polish it in Substance Designer, then we can simply do can simply export it and replace the same texture. So okay, so this one is done also. Okay, so this is basically quickly we have done. Let me do this. So it's just in the start, if you keep the assets or textures in place, so when we will polish it or remake it, we just replace these ones. So what will happen with that, we gonna create these full folder structure and pipeline set. So that will make our life so much easier because it's clean and we know where everything is. And once we uh, want to polish something, so it's like this is like export folder. You can keep the source file in the same folder, or you can create. Sometimes in the companies you have a source folder parallel to the main folder. Okay, the folder structure is similar, but it just say source and say export. So there are two folder branches going side by side. So keep the source in the adjacent folder in the source. So that will clean up the file. So whenever you want to look for the file for this particular texture, in the source folder in the similar structure, the files will be there. So you can also maintain that thing. It will help you in the long term, because this you have to adapt this thing. Okay, and for if you know how to use Perforce or Git or something like that, it's very helpful if you can use that. I use OneDrive or Google Drive. You can also use anything to learn this process. I use this software called also Backup, also Backup folder and tool, which like you have main project in one and I'm creating the backup in my external drive basically. So that also help you practice, help the things. Okay, so practice this thing, try to rename your files as good as possible and systematically, because this you can showcase as your technical skills. So this is very important skill. Okay. So usually in most of the cases this will be automatic, so there will be tools which will do this, and you don't have to do it manually. But but sometimes you have to fix it. Yeah. So do not uh, stick to that, but just try to remember also that this you have to do. Okay, so yeah, so this is I know it's a bit tedious, but it's an important thing. So with this we will tile texture will do it, and we polish it. We maybe make the polish these textures in Substance Designers, or we will and then we'll take some props and we're gonna directly gonna make their adjacent painter files. We're gonna create the source for these, like we have Blender file as a source for the blockouts, but it's not for the individual prop. Okay. You can, if it is possible for you, make it individually for each prop, and then whenever you need the source file, you open that particular file. Like imagine for the door, for the table, you can make the dining set or for all the kitchen props in one go, right, in one single file if it's a set, right? But if it's not a set, then it's better to make a separate file. Okay, so we only remaining two, I believe. So we quickly get this also done. And if you have any question, you can pop it in the chat here. And I hope you watched the last one and join the Discord server. Link is on the page topmate.io /FPA, and join the Discord and post your work in progress and what you have worked on, as this will be the last um, demo. So then it's in your hand. You have to polish the things. And if you want to join the bootcamp, then the link will be the same on the same page on the top mid. So go there and join the bootcamp where we're gonna detail. So if you want some know something how to make these textures, we can go in that on based on if multiple people are interested. So we can do that. Same as props, we did not make it. So if someone want to learn some particular one, if multiple people says who are in the bootcamp, so we will make that particular prop or make particular texture in Substance Designer or maybe with the sculpting and baking process. So that's we can do. Okay, cool. So now we have our all our textures here ready to go. Let's just double check quickly. Cool. So we have, so what we're gonna do is gonna simply select all the folders and we're gonna import it. Okay. And you see already it's converting normal map as normal map, which is good. And we just need to make sure our ORM texture is imported as masks. So in here, it says compression settings is to default, right? We need to be on masks, right? All the, we had content browser. Okay. Okay. And because this affect the colors, and it's important to have them in the correct in there. And your normal map should be set to normal map. Your the diffuse should be set to it's default, right? It's a default in there, so which is sRGB here. So make sure your texture, these ones, do not have sRGB on, otherwise it's not gonna look right. Let me quickly set them to, see, right now it is sRGB. As soon as you set it to mask, it's gonna remove sRGB. It's like bunch of other settings you do at the back end, which is useful because it's gonna compress it more because the colors are more important. At distance, it's gonna might compress the masks more than other. Okay. So yeah, so just set these things. These you only have to set once. You don't have to set them again and again. Again, this take time to set it up. So, but once you're set, you're all set. And last, no sRGB. And from here you can check what is in there. So it's AO, and this is roughness, and this metallic have nothing, So I'll click save all. I'm in there. Okay. So now let's see if we have our settings done in there. So what I'm gonna do, let's bring in my Blender. Okay, and we had, okay, so environment will take here. Let me see if I have, we don't have, so okay, I will quickly install the add-on. Okay, so just give me a sec. So I will, because what we need is our this one's really nice tool called box mapping. Okay, so that gonna help us quickly, and we can do the box mapping in there, but I'm gonna show you how awesome it is. Okay, so we got the box mapping. So it is it's I will send the link in there later on. If you need, just comment or search on the art session, you will find it, box mapping. Okay, it's free, it's available there. So now what we need to do is, what you can do simply come here, and we need to see if it have material. If we don't have material, then we might have a sign. So let's check if we can simply take the name. So if something have multi-part material, then we're gonna assign it. Okay, so and we're gonna place material, okay, in front of it. Just put material, and for the save for the door wall. And what we can do, we can have that particular one also. So let's just remove it, let's not have it. And what I'm gonna do, just come here and let's start making a material first. Okay, now here and we're gonna create a new material folder. Let's click up here, and we're gonna materials. Okay, and we can have it adjacent to our textures also. Sometimes we can have our texture and material instance in there. Okay, and we're gonna create a new material, and this is which is like master material of tileable, and we call it A1. We're gonna create really simple tileable texture, master material. So here we need uh, it's saying, okay, it's taking time. Okay, so you can press T and click, it give you a texture sample. Okay, so we have 3 textures, so we're gonna create 3 of them. Okay, and you can right click and you can search also. So you can like UV coordinate, right? Texture coordinate, maybe texture, maybe I will search coordinates, right? Texture coordinates. So you can basically multiply these with there in the UVs. Okay, okay, let me check. Texture or UV. Okay, so basically or we can do, we can fix the UVs from Blender and then we don't change it here, but we can. Okay, for now let's this one we can right click and we convert to parameter, we call it ALB, and we select this one, we convert to parameter and we call it normal map, and we select and convert to parameter, we call it ORM, similar to what we had. Okay, so now I see this will directly go to base color. Okay, and this going arrow because we need to put in texture, so don't worry. And this will directly go to normal. Okay, and ORM have 3 slots. Okay. Red was ambient occlusion, G was roughness, and blue was metallic. Okay. Now we need to assign some texture. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna simply, where is our content browser? We simply can take any. So we can pick albedo. It's just need a placeholder. Okay, so I'll see it automatically changes in here. So what texture you put in here, it gonna ask in the instance, it's gonna ask for the same. Okay, so that's it, and you're gonna save it. Okay, we got our texture. sorry, material. So when you click on material, you create material instance. Okay, so now what it is, it depends on where it is. So what I'm gonna select and I'm gonna move it here. So you can simply copy the name here and you come here and you call it MI, material instance of the same name. Okay, so you double click on it. Now you see it have these parameters. You turn them on and you assign those particular textures. Okay, and that's it for creating the instance. So we're gonna do the same thing for all the things. So I'm gonna select it. You drop on top. I say copy here, and you come here. Select, and in the here you change the name. So again, now this will become a change. You don't have to do it again and again. And once you have set, you can reload and simply do it. Okay, so this is also done. So what we need other is brick wall. So I will do this first. So I can quickly show because I need to check the time also. So let me just quickly copy it into all the folders. And lastly wood. And we copy the name. In Megascan, if you have Quixel Bridge, that does it automatically from there. So you don't have to create these and you can just simply do it from Quixel Bridge, which is really handy. But it's nice to learn some basics of material. It will help you. Okay. And let's do this one. This is why our planning is important, because we know the name and we know what we need and we just, keep creating those. And also remember from there to download only DirectX normal map, because OpenGL you have to flip. It's not a biggie. You can flip the green channel easily in there in Unreal, but why making life difficult? Okay, it's here. And here, and let's just rename it. I believe this is last. So let's open this up. Cool. So floor wooden, believe everything is there. So you can save all. Now we just need to replace it in there. So we select this one. We can come here and we open it up. And this already have, it will have some material. So we can just floor wooden and we drag and drop on top of it. It's taking time to load it here, I believe. Okay, it's hang here. You see, we got the wooden texture here. And now the only thing is we need to change some of the things in there. For now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make all the walls concrete, because we have some walls with the brick and the most of them have concrete. If I just bring in our this thing, you see from here and on the other side it's all concrete, only these walls are brick, so we can change these manually. Okay, I'm going to show how. So for now, I'm going to make all the, so for the metal, we did not pick for this one. So we need to, the roof. Okay, so we got all these, and then, so for here, because there are two, but for now there is nothing uh, in there. So we're gonna simply select and assign the same wall flat also. We're gonna quickly bring them in with our, with two materials, roof also, or we can have other roof one. Great, here. Okay, you see we have some colors already in here. Okay, so these are the props, and then those slabs were here. There's a refrigerator, and now for this, because this is in the viewport, so what you can do, we'll select the wall brick material. Okay, so you can replace these in game. Otherwise, what you can convert, you can duplicate the piece and you can replace it if you don't want to do this, right? But if you only want to do it in the scene in the few pieces, so you can come here on the details panel and you can assign that material which we have selected. Is there, what, there is no, we can have another detail, okay, right? And we can assign the brick. I know it look weird, right? For now, let's just go with it, okay? It's better to not create extra pieces. It's just till here it is brick. Cool. So now we know our all of our textures are 2 meter, and we know all of our, and what I'm going to do is, see, to have a lot of material, we need to clean this up for sure. Okay, so now our environment pieces are here, and you see this one is supposed to be concrete. So we have, come here, and we have floor concrete, and we assign it here on these pieces manually, because this is balcony and we don't want, and we don't have any painted metal type of thing. That also we can find quickly and have it in our folder as said. And solution to these flickering is, like, you can simply select and move them a centimeter, and then they will not flicker, these things, because right now they are like so on top of each other, it will flicker. So I'm gonna select this one, and I'll turn off the grid. Okay, so now it will not flicker. Okay, so yeah, so now we have our textures assigned, and let's just move this one also. It is flickering on the face. Okay, now here we have our texture, but these are not scale properties. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna first look for a texture painted metal. So I'm gonna search painted, and if we find green, this is rusty, but which will work for us. We don't have in here, so let's search metal. So there is no straight thing, but it is really quick and easy to make also. And for now, let me just use this one, and it's, we don't need bump, infuse, changing, good. Okay. So I will get it to the folder. Let me just quickly set it up also. And we're gonna call it metal painted A1. And I'm gonna do the same thing. If you can bring it here, so we're gonna do the same thing. TX, and this is ORM. We have B for albedo and normal map. Good. And we have texture, and we come to textures, select that texture, bring it in, make sure your this one is set to no mask, sorry, masks, no sRGB. Select the texture, copy here, open this up, and assign. Easy peasy. I'll save all. Now let's get back to Blender. So we'll just start with this one, because this door piece, because this look more in more skewed texture. So there are two ways. So you go to edit mode, you select everything, press unwrap, and you do cube projection. Okay, and in this cube projection, and you press 2. 2 is the 2 units, basically 2 meter, right? Because why? Because we are using 1K per meter texture, and we have 2K textures. So 2K texture means they will cover 2 meter surface, like we downloaded from there. So you do that, and it's gonna get you right scale of the texel density. Okay, so this you do this, and then let me just quickly select all of them. We select all of our environment pieces, this one also, select everything. This one having thickness, so we are having thickness using this solidify, so which we apply, because this will not come in unwrapping. So let's quickly select them again, unwrap, and cube projection, and give the scale to. Okay, and we select all the nodes. And why our Unreal exporter is not on? Just give me, Unreal exporter is not on. Let me just install quickly again. Maybe we use different Unreal or different Blender version, so it's okay. So Blender for Unreal Engine. Okay, so let me get this one. Let me clean it up quickly, and then we're gonna open the file in there. So there's a question in the chat: is Instamat making inroads in the industry? I don't think so. I haven't seen anyone using Instamat uh, in a professional setup yet. They do use the substance designer have this option, right? The bitmap to material that are still seen. It's basically that they don't go with these ugly results. I'm calling it ugly because these are they are just quick for a placeholder. Fine, they are happy. For placeholder, you can use it, but for actual thing, they might not. Okay, so I don't think they're gonna anytime soon gonna adapt to Instamat. Um, and yeah, but for the quick result, it is good. I'm not against it. It's just people professional setup, they have money, they give artists proper artists to make proper texture as they want, and sometimes they need specific art style and they need to author it or make changes, then making it from scratch helps. Okay, and we select in there and we just check our sure where it is. So if the path is right, it's in environment, good, and we export and we come back to our Unreal in our environment and we simply one more thing we forgot to do, we forgot to add multiple materials. So this is simply, you remember, if you can add same tileable name as tileable texture name will be great. Otherwise you can have anything you want. So we have, I will say, wall blocks. I will take this one and I will assign it to the most of the things. So I will take that, I will create new one. Just I don't know why it's taking too much time. Maybe it's because of sharing. Should not. So and we'll add mi in front of it. So this becomes similar to what we have in there. And for this, you can simply select the material on and assign it. This one was roof. And there is also like there are like in the studios they have tools which you link their engine tileable textures to their 3D software, which is easy. You don't have to worry, and sometimes you just give it the name, and when you export it, it automatically apply the material from the library to your asset. So yeah, so that's sometime very handy. And floor concrete. Good. And one last is metal painter. And next select this one. This you do in the advanced also. You can do it at advanced, which will come really handy. Okay. And you add, and because this one is not a separate object, this one. Okay. So you can add in there. What I'm gonna do, I can try separating it out. And select all these in here. Separating it out, but it will stay under the same thing, so we don't have to worry. So rather than having it this, we have our metal painted on these, and this will have also metal painted. Let's give our door also painted metal. So if it's same mesh, you add another slot, you add the material, you assign it. And for here, I think we should give it wooden, no? I believe, yeah, we floor wooden would have been better. So let me just rename this. I think we have all of the things have the materials. and on the floor there is a small thing on this side. We need to have concrete. Okay, so why? Because in our concept here it is concrete. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna insert it a little bit, and you can remove this one. You can keep the upper one. So this one will be wooden and this one will be concrete, and we can make this also concrete. Same thing, you add another one, and we don't have floor concrete. Create new, and you select floor concrete, because these are just placeholder, these are not actual in there, because naming matters, that's the only thing matters. So now click and you click assign, and if you want to test you can change the color, and you come to material preview and you can see if it have it. And let's just check if our metal also assigned to right places, and you can give different color to different objects or different materials and see if it is. See, so it's mostly applied. So now select everything and I will just export. And you come back to our environment, select everything, re-import, and it's gonna give you this warning because we did not assign material first, and now we're doing select reset to fix, and it automatically gonna assign whatever material you have here to this new material name. Okay, so you see we got most of the things in here. See, the bricks are properly scaled, and okay, you stop flickering first. Select this one, and I'm gonna so it don't flicker, it bugs me. Okay, so you see we have our most of the textures mapped properly, only some of them are missing because they're supposed to have two, right? So we can press Ctrl E to edit, select so this one need metal because we decided, but we can change it later on also, but for now I'm giving it something different. This one is okay, and this floor will have concrete, and we just I'm going to save all. Okay, so you have your tileable textures in here properly. So what we're gonna do for now, I'll end our first part of the session. We'll again meet after 1 hour, and then we're gonna texture our props, and we're gonna polish these textures as per our needed. Like we remember our this door was supposed to have this, and this wall will have two different blending materials, and we're gonna build that. Okay, we're gonna build another blending material where we can blend multiple details on top of each other that we can use on the floor and another part as well. And we're gonna fix our prop material, and we're gonna do it in the painter, substance painter. We're gonna create something similar. We're gonna quickly texture our props and gonna bring them here. Okay, we can use the textures they already came in, but we can do that if they look good, but we can alter the textures in our next part. Okay, so yeah, so we already have some bookmarks. See, we already having, but you can change the scale of unwrapping from there already, because we right now we use 2K, and I will say stick with that. Okay, in the whichever texel or unwrapping you have, just stick with it. Yeah, just continue, and we'll continue after 1 hour. So yeah, thank you very much for joining in, who joined in, and I will see you just after 1 hour. Okay. maybe after 40 minutes or something. I just need to go out for a half an hour right now, so let me rush out. Okay.